Good morning to you and welcome to our daily Devo. It is Friday the 13th. Hopefully that doesn't scare you. It really shouldn't. It's just a bogus kind of thing that people do. Um, the devotion today is entitled The Turn. The Turn. We're still in the King's Cross section of daily Devos. The scripture verses for today come from Mark chapter 8, verses 27 to 30. Jesus and his disciples went on to the villages around Caesarea Philippi. On the way, he asked them, this is very ironic. This is part of Sunday's sermon coming up. On the way, he asked them, who do people say I am? They replied, some say John the Baptist, others say Elijah, and still others, one of the prophets. But what about you? He asked. Who do you say I am? And Peter answered, you are the Messiah. Jesus warned them not to tell anyone about him. Chapter 8 of Mark's Gospel is a pivotal chapter. It's the climax of the first act in which the disciples finally begin to see the true identity of the one they've been following. In it, Jesus says two things. I am a king, but a king going to a cross. And if you want to follow me, you've got to come to the cross too. Here at last, Peter begins to get the answer to the big question. Who is Jesus? He proposes to Jesus, you are the Christ. Peter is using a word that literally means anointed one. Kings were traditionally anointed with oil as a kind of coronation, but the word Christos had come to mean the anointed one, the Messiah, the king to end all kings, the king who's going to put everything right. You are the Messiah, Peter says. Jesus accepts the title. But then immediately turns around and begins to say things they find appalling and shocking. Yes, I'm the king, he says, but I'm not anything like the king you were expecting. In verse 31 of Mark 8, Jesus then says, he then began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders, the chief priests, and the teachers of the law, and that he must be killed and after 3 days rise again. The notion that the Messiah would suffer made no sense at all, because the Messiah was supposed to defeat evil and injustice and make everything right in the world. How could he defeat evil by suffering and dying? That seemed ridiculous, impossible. By using the word must, Jesus is also indicating that he is planning to die, that he is doing it voluntarily. Wow. How appropriate in this time. Again, it's well timed in its layout, and these ones we've been doing with entitled or in the category of King's Cross have been very appropriate, I think, for our Lenten season. And this one, maybe more so than some of the others we've looked at. Jesus sharing that shocking news with them. They already had a preconceived idea of what the king, what the Messiah, what the anointed one was supposed to do and what he was supposed to be like. He was supposed to be invincible in their minds. Some, some king that could not be defeated, a king that could lead them into victory over all the other nations around them, all their enemies. But when he tells them something completely opposite to their expectations, they're shocked. They can't believe it. Lord, surely this will never be. That can't be you. You can't go through that. That's not what we're hoping for, what we're looking for, what we're wanting to happen, wanting to be. So they already had the concept that their king, this king that they're waiting for, hoping for, the king that they read into the prophets of the Old Testament and what he would be like and what he would do. They made an idol out of that, thinking this one man will come along and he'll deliver them from everything. And yes, they've seen him heal the sick, they've seen him raise the dead, they've seen him feed thousands with the meal of a boy, and it built them up in their expectation or expectations, maybe we should say, probably had a few of them. And now all of a sudden Jesus pretty much has let the air out of their balloon. It's not what he's not who they thought. He's not going to be doing the things that they were sure he was prophesied to be able to do. And certainly dying on a cross was not one I think that they held in their expectations, although if they were going to synagogue school as young boys, certainly the rabbi pointed to Isaiah 53 for them. We build up expectations of others. Unfortunately, we build up expectations of humans, and we think that they are going to solve all the problems. And we put our faith in them, and they become an idol. And then all of a sudden, we realize they're not doing what they said they would do. They seem powerless. They seem unable to accomplish the things that they claim they would do for us. And instead, it's become just the opposite. No human being can be trusted. Well, let's put it this way, can be depended upon to solve all of our problems, at least the ones we perceive in our lives. And when we do that, again, we've made an idol. We've cast all our hopes on a delegate of some kind, or somebody who's claiming they've got the secret. Maybe it's medicine. There's so many commercials on television for and on social media about, oh, take this pill, drink this juice, get this powder. You know, this will solve your problems. It'll solve your aging issues and your body getting weaker. And they put out all this false hope, and yet we fall for it. We fall for it, and in the end, guess what? We didn't get what we thought we were supposed to get, and the result of that is discouragement, disillusionment, throwing the towel in. Jesus wants his disciples to know he doesn't want it to be a total shock to them what's about to happen. And so he tells them, I love the honesty. Came as a blow to them, but it also became something they could brace for. They had a hard time believing it. Being okay with it certainly wasn't one of the things they did. But when it does happen, the reality of Jesus as the King, as the Messiah, I believe would get stronger for them because Everything happened just as Jesus said it would. Even in this negative sounding, painful news he's just shared with them, it all unfolds the way he said and reinforces that not only is he the king of the living, he's also the king over those who, including himself, over those who die. Blessings to you today on this Friday the 13th, and have a good day. Have a blessed day today.